The following video may contain sensitive topics. The views and opinions of the presenter to these are plainly his own. Furthermore, any and all views and opinions of the presenter do not in any way reflect the views, opinions, statements, and advocacies of his personal contacts, his family, his affiliations, and his profession. While the presenter makes a commitment that all content is original, he is obliged to cite references or acknowledge resources mentioned or used in the production of this video. This disclaimer is also written in the description below.
Hi guys, Ian here. This is gonna be the first of two videos that I'm going to share this week. It's about, as you all know, the coronavirus or the uh, COVID-19 or the Chinese flu or the Chinese coronavirus. I don't really care how it's called. I don't really care as well if I get demonetized because number one, I'm not yet eligible. First and foremost. And number two, if I am, well, thank you very much, pero it's a win-win situation. So I'm just here to inform to inform each and every one of you about what are my thoughts about this. And sabihin natin ito ang part 1. And real talk. The People's Republic of China does not care about the world getting sick with the pandemic they brought to the world. And on a side note, TikTok is a Chinese app. More on that later. So, as we all know, the virus started in the city of Wuhan, as I mentioned in my earlier Real Talk. And the first cases were actually reported as early as September. As early as September. Talagang, kumbaga, hinintay or pinigilan nila for 3 months yung ano na yun, yung pagre-report dun sa virus na yun, and come 2020 saka lang nagkaroon ng confirmation na this is the real shit. I mean, alam mo yun, mga kababayan, parang delaying tactics yung nangyari. And it's just unfortunate that a lot of people died before the world even knew that it's gonna be what I call from this moment on as the plague. It is a plague, and some call it the pandemic, but yun siguro para naman hindi naman ako ma-demonetize or hindi ma-demonetize yung ibang mga YouTube channels dito. I really suggest that they call this the plague of 2020. So, ayan at least that's my helping bit. Anyway, in the whole process of the spread of the plague, the Chinese were late in repatriating their own people back home, thus making the tourists and foreign workers walking biological weapons. And the hardest hit after them is Italy. Well, I don't know how the hell did the Italians got worse off at some point, but to be honest, if not for the trade agreement that Venice had with Imperial China back in the medieval times, hindi magkakaroon ng gantong klaseng interaction sa pagitan ng mga Italiano at ng mga Czech. And nakakatawang, nakakaawa, na nakakainis na tinarget talaga nila ang Italy. Mostly the northern side of Italy, because the southern side are more domestic, more urban, more rural. And kahit sila nadamay sa mga kalokohang nangyayari sa norte, basically it's just the Philippines but in Europe, because we have the same almost the same land mass size and population, not really proportionate, pero parang but culturally and religiously pareho tayo. And um it's just very ewan ko, it's just very unfortunate that it's the Italians who copped it out the worst in Europe. And it prompted the Pope to even quarantine himself and resort to live streaming all events at the Vatican. And pasensya na yung t-shirt ko, para medyo may nakikita kayo dyan. Ito lang naman kasi yung nasuot ko before the quarantine was imposed, and sayang naman, parang isang beses ko lang siya nasuot. So I might as well not change clothes for a while. Which is a bit unhealthy, pero what can we do? Bawas labada. But kidding aside, ayun nga, it's what happened in Italy with their relation with China is absolute bullshit. I mean, kung hindi lang talaga ganito ang nangyari, parang kung hindi lang malala ang sitwasyon, this would have been curbed in the first place. Now, this is not the first time a plague came from China. The Black Death was believed to be originated from in the western borders of Imperial China and the Mongol steppes. And as I said earlier, nagkaroon ng trade agreement, or nagkaroon ng linkage yung trade routes between Europe and the East, specifically China and the Mongol Empire or the Mongol Horde, in the Silk Road. Kumbaga konekta sila sa Silk Road, and these Red Chinese are initiating the One Belt One Road, the Belt and Road program, or whatever it is, and Italy is part of it because of cultural reasons. And that's just messed up since then. And one more thing about the plague and how it all started. There are also even speculation that the 1918 pandemic was also originated from China, but patient zero was an American. So how can that be? So it's still speculation, pero based on what we all know about the current plague, and basically how it all started and how it spread, we can basically boil it down to the hygienic and culinary preferences these people have. Kumbaga, kung anong kinakain nila at kung paano nila hinuhugas ng sarili nila. So that on those basis, parang naisip ko, siguro yun yung dahilan kung bakit ganun na nangyayari sa kanila. I don't wish ill about this. Lahat tayo naapektuhan, pero the facts are the facts, and we have to say that whether we like it or not. And no matter how they show the world they're willing to help curb the plague and flatten the curve rather, no one can deny that all the things that China is doing are just plain propaganda. Kumbaga, hinayaan lang nila na magkasakit ang buong mundo, tapos ewan ko, siguro parang they just made sure that we will curb our own the growth in our own population, tapos pakita natin sa iba na nagamot na namin to and all that, and then punta tayo sa ibang bansa para magpakitang tao, basically. Ganun yung nakikita ng iba. And that's actually a plausible that's actually a plausible argument kasi uh, based on the track record of Red China, I think that's how they roll for the past 70 years. Uh, you can you can agree to me or not in the comments below. You can check that out, or you can leave your thoughts there. And on the side note, TikTok, dito na tayo pupunta. As we all know, it is a video sharing social networking service app owned and developed by ByteDance, a Beijing-based and therefore communist state-controlled company that bought the assets of Shanghai-based American startup Musically to upgrade its video and music sharing capabilities to make the cringiest of trends out there in the judgmental society of social media, or sa Tagalog ay ang mapanghusgang lipunan ng social media. And Paulul is not the only Filipino YouTuber uh, who is suspicious or at least cringing with the fact that this app is just compromising our national security, or just uh, just makes our day worse. Yun na lang masasabi ko. But that part of the story is a topic for another day. So I say, instead of wasting your time on TikTok, Real Talk, do something much more practical. And if there's none, I say you pray. We all need a miracle to weather this storm, and in my next video, I would talk about why, aside from practice and precaution, prayer and penance is vital in our situation as we are in a time of pandemic and pestilence. Be sure to check that out later this week. So I'll go ahead and write the script for that. Babalik ako para mag-record net nun, and I'll share it to you then. But for now, that's all from me. And with all that said, this is Ian reminding you that at all times be the salt of the earth and the light of the world. Until then, see you next time. Bye, guys.